How you doing? This is Tony Soprano. You're listening to the radio with John Santo. Here he is, John Santo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the radio. Today is Monday, December 16th? 16th, yes. December 16th. And we have a great show for you tonight. I am very lucky to have with me as my guest co-host for the evening a man who needs no introduction. He's a legendary Long Island entertainer, comedian, singer, and I can only get him. There's a very small window each month to get Les Degan. I blew it. I already introduced Les Degan. There's a very small window to get this man because he runs the most successful, one of the most successful, if not the most successful, open mics on Long Island. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest co-host,
Les Degan.
Les Degan.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Great to be here.
Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Plus, a small window is I'm a small guy, so I come into a very small window.
Now, the reason why you're here tonight and why I can only get you, there's only 1 week out of every month that I can get Les Degan, and that is because on the third Monday of the month, it is...
That's right. It's poetry night.
At the Bean.
That's right. All the other Mondays I'm taken. I'm committed.
Right.
So this is the infamous third Monday of the month, so I'm glad I can be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in during the 1 week of the month that I can get
That's
Les Degan.
right.
Because if I didn't get you this week, we'd be looking at January.
We'd be looking at January, and I'm not a young man. Who knows if I would be available?
Who knows? Who knows if you're going to make the full hour?
That's right. We don't know.
No, you're not Art Chill. You're going to make it.
That's right. Or I could be here in spirit.
Art we always put on early in the show because we just never know. With
That's right.
So what a show we have tonight, Les. We have a big show tonight. A lot of things to cover.
That's right. I look forward to being here with all of you.
All of me, right? All of the different guests that we have. Well, there is a story out of California, Les. I don't know if you heard this. We're going to go to Tom Brokaw in a minute, who is our news correspondent.
I love Tom.
Actually, Tom, why don't we go to you? You have a special report for us tonight. Good evening. This is Tom Brokaw. Thousands of penis fish washed up on the shores of California this week. Yes, you heard me right. Penis fish. The technical name is Eurychus unicinctus. That's the name of the species. And thousands of them washed up on California beaches this week. We now go live to former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's in California. Yes, Tom, it was amazing to see all of the penis fishes coming onto the shore over there, and they were in all of the different areas of California, as far south as San Diego and places like this, all the way north to San Francisco and all the way up there. And they're all over the state, and nobody knows why this is happening. But the authorities are telling us, you have to handle the penis fish very carefully. If you rub them too hard, they turn into a sperm whale. They grow that big. So don't handle the penis fish. You have to be very careful with them and all of this. So if you see them, just call the authorities and they will come and do all of the things that they do for that. Well, thank you, Governor Schwarzenegger. We now go back to John Santo in the radio studio with special guest, Les Degan. Les, can you believe that story out of California?
I believe it, and it's also very difficult to follow a story about a penis fish.
About a penis
very,
fish?
Very, very difficult to follow. People will be thinking about that. They won't even care about me for another 20 minutes.
Now, I posted a picture on my Facebook yesterday.
I saw that.
You saw that, right?
I saw that.
And
is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I mean, it's not really a penis fish.
It's called a penis fish.
Oh.
If you Google it, you'll see the real story comes up. That's how I got the name. Eurychus unicinctus is the that long complicated name that they give to a species, but they're called a penis fish.
Right now, overthinker that I am, is there a female penis fish?
A vagina fish?
Well,
they would go well together.
They would go very well together. Absolutely.
I don't know. I only
is there a female penis fish?
I don't know. A vagina fish. I don't know.
Maybe does Tom Brokaw know?
You know what is funny? In the movie I made, the Kindergarten Cop, the kid said boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. And I said thanks for the tip. But I don't know if I'll have to follow up next week's show.
You know, it's also interesting. Why is it that all these years have gone by and now we learn about the penis fish?
The penis fish.
Why now?
I have no idea. But somebody critiqued me on Facebook. They wrote me a message saying that my penis fish joke, I did a joke about if you rub it, it becomes a sperm whale.
Okay, all right.
Right. So she was like, it's very juvenile humor. Now, and she goes, you shouldn't have, it's a silly premise. If a comedian can't make fun of a thing called a penis fish,
Yeah.
it would be comedic malpractice.
That's right.
I think your opinion. Wouldn't that be comedic malpractice?
If a dick joke presents itself, you tell it.
You tell it.
You tell it. Well, she probably has a vagina fish at home, and she doesn't realize
And she
it.
doesn't realize. But how
Which
could-
means by saying that now, I cannot run for office at any time because this will come back to haunt me.
Les Degan's opinions are his own.
That's okay. I'm not running for office.
But how could you not make fun of a thing called a penis fish?
Of course.
Every comedian should have a joke about
Of
it.
course. I think that what's bad is if you're actually a penis fish. Can you imagine going through life as a penis fish?
As a penis fish.
People making fun of you your entire life?
Yeah. Now it'd be ironic if there was a circumcised penis fish. That would be a different.
Well, that would be a
species.
Jewish
a Jewish.
penis fish, of course. Right. It would make
Les
a lot
is
of
Jewish. He's allowed to say that.
It would make a lot of money. The foreskin wouldn't be on it. And when I woke up this morning and thought about looking forward to doing the show, the last thing I thought I'd be talking about
was a penis
is a
fish.
penis fish. Exactly.
But you
So
understand why we had to, right?
of course we had to.
It was a cute little bit, I thought, too. It was a nice little.
That's right. They're very ugly looking. The not the penises
penis.
themselves, the penis fish.
Well, they look like a penis.
Well, they do.
That's why they call them the penis fish.
That's right.
What is this? Oh, so somebody is asking. This is ironic, right? So
Someone is showing interest in this.
they are.
Ooh.
Yes,
ooh.
I'm looking at the comments.
Who is it? Do I know them?
I
Is
don't
it
know if
on
you
your
know this
friends list
person.
or my friends list? Maybe
don't-
it's a mutual friend.
But people are saying it's much too dirty. That's funny.
Really?
Penis fish.
God.
Penis fish.
It's the most
penis
natural
fish.
thing in the world.
I think so.
A penis fish.
And they're in and out of the water. That was awful.
Who swims faster, the penis or the sperm? Well, really, if the penis fish happens to get lucky,
Now, if another wave of these things washes up, it'll be the second coming of penis fish. There's so much you can do with this.
now
thing.
wait a second, that's juvenile.
That's true.
That's juvenile. All right.
We're like two little kids in here.
That's
Like,
right, we are.
We have a whole hour to play with. We're talking about.
That's right.
Some,
Is there a time limit on the penis fish? Are we?
Is there a time limit? I don't know.
Are we near the?
We probably have exhausted the
We probably
listeners' patience.
exhausted. All right. Unless
on
there's a
this
callback
topic.
that we can make a little later, then we can.
That's totally fine and within the realm of
All
good
right.
comedy, right?
Thank
the
you,
callback.
penis fish.
So, in business news, the
Yes.
stock market hit a new high today.
Wow.
Some stocks were down, but marijuana stocks were at an all-time high. Because they're marijuana stocks.
That's right. That's right. The
All-time
market
high.
has been doing very well. I hope
Been doing very well. The
I
market.
hope it continues.
So I bought a stock, and I don't recommend this stock to anybody because it's a very high risk stock. All right, I bought it at 92 cents a share. I don't even want to say the name of the stock because I don't want people to buy it. You know,
Okay.
because you and I are celebrities. We start to talk about things, and people go out and buy. They do whatever we say.
That's right.
Right. So I'm not going to say the name of the stock, but the stock is. I think I told you about this at the gala. I bought it for 92 cents a share. It hit $1.40 something a share today.
Wow.
Now I didn't buy that much, so I made 40%, but on a small investment because it's a risky stock. But that stock used to trade at $5,000 a share. If my $800 investment that'll become $4 million if it goes
Wow.
back up to $5,000 a share.
You'll never have to tell another penis fish
Never.
joke again.
I'm $4,998 away from that milestone. No, I just bought it because it was. I just wanted to play with it a little bit because they're
Right.
talking about $20 a share next year for that stock. It
Right,
went
but
through
you
bankruptcy.
do a lot of research on this, though. I mean, you sincerely love information.
I do. But I'm mostly invested in index funds.
Okay.
Or we talked about the retirement funds that have a fixed date that are automatically managed into the right allocation of stocks and bonds.
All right,
But every once in a while, I play
All right.
with these little stocks.
all right, I see that.
So, but I don't recommend that if you don't have that much to invest. I happen to have a lot of money to invest. That's why I put $800.
There
into
you
Seed.
go.
Oh my God! I said the name of the stock.
Oh my goodness!
Don't buy that stock. I don't recommend the stock.
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait, buy the stock because then I can sell mine.
We have a
That's really-
7-second delay. Can we stop now?
Yeah, we
You
could
can't.
stop it. It's
Oh,
that was a stock.
Oh, well.
So don't buy that stock. But you're actually you like to invest also. You're a big investor.
I'm not a big investor. I'm just
401k and
we have a Fidelity managed account. You know, I don't really look into it. I let the experts.
you let the
do it.
experts handle
I
it.
let the experts handle it. We're doing okay.
Hopefully they put you in marijuana stocks
we're
because
doing
those are
it.
really
Yes.
high.
Oh yes.
So now, can we talk about something you know a lot about, which is shipping?
Sure. That's what I do. I'm with Mercury Shipping and Logistics. Am I allowed to say that on the radio?
You are now.
Can I? I'm there 13 glorious
course you
years,
do.
and we help companies save time and money on their FedEx, UPS shipping, freight shipping, and now's a very busy time of year.
Very busy.
Very
Can I ask
fun.
you a question about
Sure.
that? Because I've noticed I had a FedEx delivery come on a Sunday. Is at this time of the year, are they pretty much in delivering like as soon as they can, whatever they can? 'Cause
Well, right-
I've been getting stuff way earlier than I thought I was going to get it based on the shipping estimates from where I ordered it.
Well, right now they're on. I mean, they're just now everything's starting to get behind. As a matter of fact, today was the last day. If you want to get something delivered by Christmas and you're going to ship it ground, it had to get to FedEx today.
Right.
So today, and also all bets. I mean, this time of year they're just so overwhelmed
With packages, right?
Right. My wife was supposed to get a package. She got an alert that I think it was somebody from her school she works with is sending her something. It needed an adult signature. She wasn't home Thursday or Friday, so it didn't get delivered. So we put it on hold. It was supposed to get into Walgreens by yesterday. It didn't get there. It didn't get there today.
Oh, boy.
Because they're just backlogged.
That backlog.
There's that many packages going in.
What would you say their volume is now? Do you know any numbers about how much
I
more?
don't have the exact numbers.
It's got to be huge compared to their normal volume.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, sure. For FedEx, UPS, the post office, Amazon is going wild.
Now, this is going back a long time. It's going back 20 years when I worked in Melville. All right? I
okay.
ordered a computer. I'm not going to say who I ordered it from. Hopefully.
Right. It's the same company you just invested all the money in?
Right? No, not that one.
Okay.
So they shipped me something. I ordered a computer, and I said, don't ship it to the house. Ship it to the FedEx in Melville, and I'll pick it up there. Right? This way I could, because I don't want a computer.
Right. You can do that.
Right? They shipped it to FedEx. Now, I thought they would obviously ship it FedEx. They shipped it UPS to the FedEx facility. What kind of a moron would ship something? The whole point was to just hold it at the FedEx facility. Did I have to specify? And it said FedEx Ground was one of the options. So I just said,
Right.
this was over the phone. So wasn't like I clicked the wrong thing. I said, just ship it. Now, I didn't think I had to tell them to ship it FedEx to FedEx. I would think they would have shipped it.
But from their website, FedEx was the option. But
Well, it wasn't a website. This was back in the day. This is over the phone.
Oh.
You know why I couldn't use their
okay.
website? I didn't have a computer.
Oh,
That was the
now everything is all automated.
automated, right? So I
Right.
said,
Now they screw up on a much more sophisticated level.
sophisticated basis. But one time, this is a true story. Somebody in business shipped a proposal to UPS via FedEx.
Wow.
You know, that's like
You can't make that up.
That's like the idiot that takes their Pepsi client out to lunch and orders a Diet Coke.
In order to Diet Coke, right.
Now you're in sales. These are big faux pas that occur all the time. I mean, I've seen them in my business world. I've seen people do this.
Oh, it happens all the time.
All the time. Like the person that has a meeting with Maxwell House and brings in a Starbucks cup.
Well, it's because we're all human.
Right. But
We're
you
all
got to
human.
think about... Now, I one time had to fly... When I was at Aviation Week, I had to go fly to see executives at American Airlines, at a meeting at American Airlines. So they were giving us access to their maintenance facility. We were doing a research project, right? So my corporate travel sees that I'm booking American. Obviously, I'm going to fly American Airlines to go see American Airlines.
You would think that would be...
So now, it's like you said, automated, right? It came up as Delta was $20 cheaper. So I Delta. So I go back in. Hello, my name is Benedict. How can I help you? So I go back in and I tell them, going to visit with American Airlines Chief Operating Officer, have to fly American. Doesn't matter how much it costs. Doesn't matter how many connections I have to take.
Right.
It has to be out of policy. No, the Delta flight is $20 cheaper. I said, I have to fly American. What are you not getting? So eventually we got it all sorted out.
Wow.
But that's the problem with this automated world we're in, and this people not thinking strategically. If you're going to visit with American Airlines, what's the first thing he's going to say when we get there?
How was the flight?
Thank you.
That's right. He's even smiling. So how was your flight?
It was great. Delta's service is amazing.
Right,
They put
and
me
$20
out.
cheaper.
Guess what? The access that we had to their maintenance people would have been revoked.
That's absolutely hilarious.
Crazy. Crazy. All right. So speaking about travel, luggage, a lot of people traveling for the holidays. We want to tell them about the carry-on policy. Do you know the carry-on policy for an airline?
The carry-on?
Yeah, like what the size of the luggage.
I'm about to learn it.
You're about to learn.
I'm about to learn
So
it.
you get these people that don't. It's all online. Every policy for every website is, guess where? Their website.
Of course.
There are people that are bringing these gigantic suitcases. I don't know how they get past security with them. You can't fit that in the overhead. They take these trunks that they're bringing on. So the maximum carry-on size is 22 by 14 by 9. That's your one carry-on bag has to be within those dimensions.
Right, but don't they? But when you go to the check-in, it's not going to get
Mm-hmm.
past that.
Some people, I don't know how they do it, but
Yeah.
either they don't have time to check everybody. But some people, they have those sizers now. You're supposed to put it in the
Right.
sizer. Now, some luggage companies tell you it's carry-on size, but some of those sizers are pretty strict. They're the exact dimensions. They don't allow for handles and all the other stuff. So this guy in the Wall Street Journal wrote this whole long-winded article about how his bag doesn't fit. And I'm like, why don't you just buy the next smallest size?
Yeah.
But I know you can't fit as much, but you
Yeah.
never have to worry about it meeting the requirement.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? What we do when my wife goes out and buys luggage, and by the way, every time I say we did this, it means my wife
did it, right.
Right. She checks and she makes sure that it's going to be the right size because you don't want to run into that problem.
Now, the other thing, you're also allowed a personal item. Now, that item has to be small enough to fit under the seat. Different airlines have different sizes of what's under the seat. Now, think about this. You have a laptop, right, when you travel?
Right. Well, sometimes I bring a penis fish with me.
A penis fish.
Right, but mine happens to be perfect size. It's not going to.
So I'm going to give it's perfect. You did
It's
say we were gonna have a callback.
definitely carry on.
Why do I think that Les planned that callback a while
It's
ago?
definitely carry on.
So here's the thing with this is why people, like when you hear people lose millions of dollars in jewelry or a laptop, it's because they might only have one carry-on. And if it doesn't fit under the seat and there's no overhead space, you have to gate check it. You have to make sure that you have a smaller bag that'll fit under the seat. You go online and you see the dimensions of the seats.
Right.
Make sure your bag can at least get under the seat because that's the only space you're guaranteed when you board. And make sure your laptop is in that bag and all your medicine and all your valuables because if you have to gate check and you have a $2 million ring, you're screwed. You would think they'd take the $2 million ring out before they checked it. That Tony Braxton lost a $2 million ring.
Wow.
And by the way, bravo to the luggage people that stole that ring. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. If somebody is stupid enough to check $2 million in jewelry, steal it. Steal it, I'll help you fence it, and I'll only take 5%. That's exactly what the baggage handler should be doing.
Wow.
Stealing the luggage. I'm kidding. But that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. So it's Hanukkah next week.
It's Hanukkah, that's right.
Hanukkah next week.
That's right, Hanukkah.
And guess who we have on the phone from Israel? Guess who?
The man himself?
The Prime Minister.
Big Ben?
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, Les. Hello, John. It's great to be on the show all the way from Israel.
Hello, Mr. Netanyahu. How
Hello,
are you?
Les. Happy.
Can I call you Ben?
Of course you can. I wanted to say thank you and hello from Israel. And Les, what is something I should say in Yiddish?
Well, you just to have you say shalom to me would make my
Shalom.
Well, the Yiddish. Actually, we're on a radio show. We're comedians.
It's
We're
radio.
having fun.
We're
If
having
you
a lot
wouldn't
of
mind saying "bluze chese milch and tuches."
My Yiddish is a little rusty.
Well,
Could you say it one more time?
Bluze chese milch in tuches.
In Tuchish.
Right, which in English means blow hot milk up your ass. But But you knew that, didn't you, Mr. Netanyahu?
Of course. I was
That's
just
not a
playing
political
along.
statement.
No.
It's
not-
just
not
a
political.
statement.
Not just a
I
statement.
didn't mean anything by it.
Of course. This is Hanukkah. This is Festival of Lights.
That's right.
Everything is wonderful here in Israel. We hope everybody comes to visit. And good luck with the show. I listen every week. It's a great show.
Thank you. And good luck to you. I know you got lots of tourists going on right now with you.
Well, next week, sure. We have Catholics and Jews. Everybody comes to Jerusalem. And hopefully they'll come in great numbers, and because we could use the money.
Right. The penis fish come in great numbers.
We hope
too.
that we don't get the penis fish. If we get the penis fish, we're going to be in trouble. And we'll probably throw the penis fish in the Dead Sea. And then it would be like a married penis fish. It's dead.
Then it would be. That's right. That's right.
I'm kidding. I'm just, as a prime minister of Israel, you don't always get the
Unless
joke.
you throw Viagra into the Dead Sea, then
Les, that's very interesting. What would happen if we put the Viagra with the penis fish? That could be a hard problem. It's so much fun doing it. As prime minister, I deal with so many serious things. It's great to be able to let your hair down with little I have left and just talk and, joke on the radio.
Well, I know you can't see me, Mr. Netanyahu, but if you're worried about losing your hair, you're talking to the right guy.
Well, I've seen your act many times, Les. Every time we come to New York, I've been to the Bean. We plan on coming to the Bean the next time I'm here at the UN.
Just don't come the third Monday of the month.
It's poetry night. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I could ask anybody on the streets of Israel, in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. They all know poetry. That many people choose their flights to New York from Israel. Did you know this, Les? Around the Bean schedule. Yes.
As Johnny Carson would say, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. There's a lot of people that go to New York, and a lot of people that come to Israel from New York. And we love to have them. And Les, hopefully next time I'm there for the UN, I'll blow off the UN meeting. We'll all go to Ben's Kosher Deli, which is the best kosher.
As they say, Mr. Prime Minister, next year in the kosher deli.
In the Kosher Deli. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Benjamin Netanyahu.
Wow,
Les.
my goodness. I
That's
can't,
who we get.
I can't believe of all the people to call while I'm on the show, he called.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Unbelievable.
This is our Hanukkah episode.
Unbelievable.
This is huge.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that amazing?
Unbelievable.
And did you hear what he said? Even people in Israel know the third Monday
That's right.
of the month is poetry night.
That's right. I'm very impressed.
This is amazing.
Well, that's because they see my Facebook posts. We're all in the same groups.
Same groups.
That's right. Benjamin Netanyahu goes on Long Island stand-up comedy.
You never. He's actually pretty funny. Benjamin Netanyahu. Have you seen his stand-up?
A lot of people think he's hilarious.
He's hilarious. He did a thing where he was talking about. He went to high school with Reggie Jackson. Did you know that? Seriously.
Is this a setup for a
no,
joke?
no. This is true. So they said
Benjamin Netanyahu
went to high school with Reggie Jackson.
with Reggie Jackson?
Yes.
How is this possible?
It's because he went to, I don't know. He went to high school or schools. I went to school, Reggie Jackson, because he told the story. And they said, who's
Did Reggie
more
play for the Tel Aviv Tornadoes?
the Tel Aviv Tornado? So they
of
asked
the Golden Heights League?
They asked Benjamin Netanyahu who's more famous, and he said, "Well, in America, Reggie Jackson, but in Israel, I am, but not by much." Oh my God! I just did Benjamin Netanyahu. He's supposed to be on the phone.
Oh,
I think I pulled that.
all right. Well, it's
We're learning.
We're
as we
human.
do
We're
this show,
human.
as we do this.
We're human.
That's an occupational hazard of impressionists. Les.
that's true. I always like. How do you keep track of all these?
Sometimes I do the wrong one.
Oh.
Every once in a while that happens, but it's hard to keep track, especially if you're doing 2 or 3.
Right.
So when I first started this show, I was telling you before, when I first started the show, I was doing mostly impressions solo. And after the first week, I said, no, I want to have a guest host in the studio with me. Way better format. And this is great. I love
Well,
this.
it's like a ventriloquist that's doing a few things. Like, how do you got to keep the right voice?
And then each guest host brings something different. Did you hear the episode where Jack Cloonan was on? And he called Met legend Ed Hearn the day of 10 minutes before we went on the air. Ed Hearn called in on my show.
Wow.
So you never know what the guest is going to bring. You bring knowledge of shipping, and you're also a comedian and a singer.
and a comedian. That's right.
So you're bringing so much to this
That's
episode.
right. Those are my 3 S's.
That's
Shipping,
right.
sales, singing, and stand-up
comedy.
Right, as opposed to the usual 3 S's that we usually associate coming out of a male's mouth.
That's right.
Right.
Well, since we're talking about singing, I thought that, because it's Hanukkah next week,
That's right.
we could do the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song. right?
That would be thrilling.
Now, wouldn't it be cool if Adam Sandler would sing it with us? Adam? Hello, guys. It's Adam Sandler.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, Adam Sandler.
Adam's on the phone. So why don't we all sing the Hanukkah song together? Should Adam start us off, and then we'll...
Sure,
what do you think?
Even the people at home?
Even the people at home.
Or in their car?
Or in their car, wherever you
or
are.
at the Belmore Bean right now on Poetry Night, not paying attention to the poems?
So wherever you are,
Okay.
whether you're Jewish or not, sing the Hanukkah song.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
You ready, Liz?
Okay.
Adam? I'm ready.
Okay.
Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we have 8 crazy nights. So when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. So does Les Degan, Kirk Douglas, and the late Dinah Shore. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Shanana and Arthur Fonzarelli. Poor Normans have Jewish, Goldie Horns have too. Put them together. What a fine-looking Jew. You don't need deck the halls or Jingle Bell Rock, 'cause you can spin a dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. Both Jewish. Put on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah. O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. But guess who is? Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He converted. We got Ann Landers and her sister, dear Abby. Harrison Ford's a quarter Jewish, not too shabby. Some people think that Ebenezer Scrooge is. Well, he's not, but guess who is? All 3 Stooges. So many Jews are in showbiz. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard his agent is. Tell your friend Veronica, it's time you celebrate Hanukkah. I hope I get a harmonica on this lovely, lovely Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
All right.
That was awesome. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Unbelievable.
The Hanukkah song.
Unbelievable. Me and Adam. Oh, too bad you
Amazing.
Too
Too
bad
bad
you
I
weren't
can't
here.
sing.
Too bad you had to step out to the bathroom
I sing like a pregnant yak.
and you missed the whole thing.
Yeah. That's radio history we just made.
That is radio history. That's right. Am I allowed to make a little other radio
Now
history?
you told me before we went on the air that you have a song.
Right, I do.
Your own song.
I do. I recently did a series of shows with, I can give a plug, Stevie GB,
Okay.
a good friend of mine, and his partner Joe Gellish have a group called the Retirement Village People.
Okay.
And they did a Christmas holiday special. They do.
And where was the show?
We did one at the Seaford Seasons, one at Governor's Comedy Club. They do song parodies of classic rock songs.
Yep.
To make it like senior living, retirement, getting older.
Yeah.
So they had a holiday special, and we grabbed Anita Starlight, one of Long Island's wonderful singer-entertainers, and to join the group for the holiday songs. But we needed a token Jew. So if you're thinking,
Who is the token Jew?
If you're thinking Long Island, if you need a token Jew that can do musical comedy, who do you call?
Les Degan.
That's right. So for the show, I wrote a song with the help of Mr. GB. He added a few good punchlines.
Okay.
I did most of it, Stevie, if you're listening. I wrote the whole frickin' song. You got 3 good laughs in there. They were good ones. But remember, I spent the whole time writing the frickin' song. Anyway, so it's a song parody of If I Were a Rich Man from Fiddler on the Roof. So do I have 6 minutes to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Now you're gonna sing it. You said without the music. What do you call that term?
It's called a cappella.
A cappella.
Right. Okay. So first, I take a little sip of
Well,
water.
wait a second. Why don't I introduce you properly? What's the name of the song?
It's called "If I Were a Gentile."
If I Were a Gentile. So I'm going to introduce you.
Right. It's a song parody of "If I Were a Rich Man" from Fiddler on the Roof.
But the name of your song
is "If I Were a Gentile."
So
right.
I'm going to introduce you as Casey Kasem.
Okay, that would be great.
Right?
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Oh, wow.
And my name is Les Christmas.
Less Christmas.
Right, more Hanukkah. Get it?
Oh,
That's
yes.
the joke. Okay. All
We're
right,
high
here we go.
fiving each other.
Here we go.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Casey Kasem, and now it's time for the number one song in the land this week. It's by Les Christmas, and it's If I Were a Gentile.
Dear God, you've made many, many Jewish people. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very proud to be Jewish, but every year during the holidays, everything is Christmas this, Christmas that. So I always wondered, what would it be like if I were a Gentile? If I were a Gentile, I'd be a goy, 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 goy. All life long, I'd no longer be a Jew. If I were a Christian man, I wouldn't have to daven or wear a yarmulke in shul or say good Shabbos Friday night. If I were no longer a member of the tribe and I were a Gentile man, I could eat bacon, pulled pork, shellfish, and ham. On Christmas, eat 7 types of fish. No more having to fast on Yom Kippur. I would take down my mezuzah, put up a crucifix, but I could still enjoy the taste of a knish. And in December, put a wreath on my front door. I'd go to confession once a year to confess my sins. I'd also put ashes on my head. I'd be baptized instead of having a bris. And I'd go home to Jesus when I died. No more Yisker. I'd have a wake instead. Sitting Shiva is not something that I'd miss. Oy, if I were a Gentile, I'd be a goy, 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 goy. All life long, I'd no longer be a Jew. If I were a Christian man, I wouldn't have to daven or wear a yarmulke in shul or say good Shabbos Friday night. If I were no longer a member of the tribe and I were a Gentile man, I see my wife, my Maria, looking like a Gentile wife with a cross around her neck. We'd have first Holy Communions for all our kids. On Easter Sunday, we'd paint colored eggs instead of making gefilte fish and eating lots of matzah like the Yids. Ba-da-na-na-na. If I were Gentile, I'd have a nativity scene on my front lawn. There'd be a manger with baby Jesus. That would put me in a weird mood. There'd be 3 wise men instead of 3 Weissmans. And I'd miss my movie and Chinese food. No, 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 no. And I'd miss my menorah and dreidel and all the other Hebrew joys I felt. But most of all, I'd miss my Hanukkah geld. If I were Gentile, I'd have to put up Christmas lights and risk my life climbing on the roof. Maybe I'd fall off the ladder and break my neck, and I'd wind up in the hospital and put on life support. My life could be over in a poof. God, no, I certainly do not need that dreck. Oi, Christmas is a bitch, man. To be a goy, 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 goy. All life long, I'd rather be a Jew. I'm grateful for what I am. I think I'll go and daven and wear a yarmulke in shul and say good Shabbos Friday night. Lord, who made the Christians and the Jews, I'm so glad you didn't make me choose to shop all year for Christmas and pay retail is bad news. Thank God I'm not a Gentile man. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was amazing. That was incredible. Now you're like in both worlds in entertainment. You're in singing, and you just heard what a phenomenal singer
Thank
Les
you.
is.
Yeah,
and comedy.
Right, I'm in the comedy community, and I also, there are a lot of singers on Long Island, so I also. I do my nursing home, assisted living, churches, temples. And actually, what's really nice? When I get to do both at the same gig. Like last week, I did a show at North Shore Towers. And for the hour, I did a half an hour of music. and a half an hour of stand-up comedy.
awesome.
So, like the old-fashioned Catskill Mountains
Right.
guy, entertainer.
I love that kind of humor.
That does it all, right?
Yes.
Right.
The
So,
total entertainment. Now, if you were a magician, you'd be doing everything.
That's right. The only right. The
That's
I
the one
can't-
thing you don't do.
I can't do magic.
So it's almost like in baseball, there's a 5-tool player. In entertainment, if you could sing, do comedy, do magic, ventriloquist, and impressions,
Right.
you got all the 5 tools.
I'm like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson without the magic.
There's that's funny. I was going to say a line from somebody, but I shouldn't because that's their intro of their act. But
That's
I
okay.
thought of a good one there. But I hit the jackpot when I book less, guys. You could hear I hit the jackpot. Mr. Producer, he's behind the glass, and what is this a phenomenal guest or what?
I would have to say that this is your best guest yet.
You're kidding.
Oh my goodness!
He's so entertaining.
Not just
he's
today.
Funny.
Oh, my
this
goodness.
This is the show to beat right now.
Really? Wow. And we're still in the middle of making it.
Look at this.
It's like Spaceballs.
And you're already number one in this time slot on this day on this network.
on this network.
I mean, there's nowhere to go. But
We are the number one radio show on this network on Mondays at 9 o'clock on this network.
Where else can you get music, information about luggage, shipping, penis fishes?
Penis fish.
All in the same
And
hour.
comedy all at the same time. And you have all these big people call in. And
That's
do
right.
News segments.
That's right.
I mean, I got Tom
Netanyahu
Brokaw.
and Brokaw. That was Adam Sandler. That was
That was incredible.
incredible.
They're going to be talking about that for years.
That's right.
I don't know if it's going to be good, but they're going to be talking about it for years. That was a lot of fun with Adam, and of course, I love song parodies.
Yes.
When I was a long time ago, I was a DJ at SUNY Farmingdale College, and we used to do storm parodies. Song parodies.
Storm parodies.
We used to do song
My
parodies.
impression of a snowstorm doing. No, that's storm parody. That's silly.
Silly.
That's silly.
I guess because I have the weather report in front of me, I said storm, but I did song parodies. So I did. Do you remember "She's Like the Wind" by Patrick Swayze?
Yeah, Ride Like the Wind. Yeah.
No, not that one. That was Christopher Cross.
Oh, that was Christopher Cross.
She's like the wind, just the fool. Anyway, well, we did a
Okay.
parody about that. It's probably if you
All
don't know
right.
this song, it won't be funny. We have our weather report coming up.
Oh, all
Weather.
right. Who does the weather?
Well, we have a different celebrity weather person.
I can't wait to
each
see
week.
who this is going to be.
I don't know who should do the weather.
All right. Oh. Now, people at home can't see you looking at me with those
I don't know
piercing
what
eyes
to
of
do.
yours,
Originally-
saying, Les, help me.
Help me, Les.
Who should do the
I was
weather?
gonna have Ving Rhames do it, but I don't know if enough people know Ving Rhames.
Ah.
So the past weather celebrities we've had Morgan Freeman, we've had Silvio Dante. North and west of the city,
Yeah.
you're effed.
I would love to hear Bill Clinton do the weather.
Bill Clinton?
That's right.
All right, fine, we'll do Bill Clinton. Mr. President, are you there to do the weather? I'm here, John. Great show. I love Les Degan. Les is terrific. I was at a laundromat in Deer Park last week, and if I had known about the bean, I thought last week was poetry, so I didn't bother showing up. I got my date screwed up. But Les does a great open mic.
Wouldn't be the first time you got your date screwed up, Mr. President.
Not the first time. Not the first time. But let's talk about the weather because we have a lot of a wintry mix coming in. So let's take a look. Tonight, rain, snow, and sleet before 2 a.m., then rain and sleet between 2 and 3. After 3, a low around 33. Wind chill values between 25 and 30. That's pretty cold. East wind 5 to 14 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation 90%. Why don't they just say 100%? Is that like an out, I guess? Depends on what your definition of the word is. Total nighttime snow and sleet accumulation, less than ½ inch possible. What's the size of that penis fish? We don't even know how big those are. Are there different sizes? I don't know. And can they be, does a penis fish, I think a penis fish and a blowfish, that'd be a good combination of fish. I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't mean anything by that.
Anyway, Tuesday we got rain high near 40, wind chill between 25 and 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge from a wintry mix standpoint. But
So
that's it.
You may not be able to smoke a cigar during that weather.
I may not be able to. No, not during that. Oh, that's good, Bobby.
Oh,
Not really cigar smoking weather.
Bobby is very funny. He just drops in those great one-liners. It's great.
he's always thinking behind
He's got
that
a Bill
glass.
Clinton doll. I love it. With a cigar.
I did not inhale. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
I love that doll.
That was great.
I think it's terrific.
You're
Les, that song was unbelievable. The Gentile.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I loved it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And that was a pretty good callback, I thought. The penis fish and the blowfish.
Well, you're very sharp, Mr.
I
President.
try. Can I get a spot at the beat?
Absolutely.
Maybe next week.
That's right.
No, next week is Christmas. The week after.
No, we're on Monday.
You're on Monday the 23rd?
We're on the 23rd and we're on the 30th.
Guess what? I'll be there.
I can't wait.
Probably on the 30th.
Can you bring your family with you?
I'm going to bring, I don't want to bring Hillary because I do a lot of wife jokes.
Oh.
And I don't want to end up dead.
Oh.
So I'll bring some jokes. That's what I'll bring. And no dresses.
All right. Remember, you only get 6 minutes.
6 minutes. That's more than I got the last time. That's great.
That's right. Then I give you the lighted 5.
The light at 5.
Right.
That's what the Secret Service used to do. They used to actually tap on the door. Hillary's coming. Finish up. Well, thank you, Mr. President, for doing the weather. Wasn't
was
that
great.
cool? Yeah, Bill Clinton.
You know, I got to tell you, it's not. Your impressions are spot on, but what really makes them is the funny things that you say as the people
Thank you.
that you do. That's what really makes it.
It's a combination. Thank you.
Is there anything else you wanted me to say on the air about you, John? I'm kidding. No,
No,
That was all. That was all from me.
From the heart.
That was sincerely from the heart and from your pocketbook. It's sincerely. This is
Speaking of pocketbooks, I'm trying to get a sponsor for the show.
a sponsor.
A sponsor for the show. So I'm trying to get people to sponsor the show, and I will read their commercial as any celebrity or combination of
Ooh.
celebrities. And there's no extra charge for the number of celebrities. So they can have 10, 5, it doesn't matter.
That would be wonderful.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That's like an amazing, unique package. And I've done this. I've actually done celebrity voiceovers for other commercials.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not like I'm inexperienced.
So I guess, need to look at companies here in like businesses in the
In
neighborhood.
the area, right? So I
right.
would, so your business, for example, I could have, Jen's Chinese Food Studio.
Arnold Schwarzenegger for CVS.
This is Arnold. The CVS is fantastic.
CVS.
What would be a
Look
good-
for me in aisle 12 next to the
muscular
Diet
supplements.
Coke.
in the muscle building area, or maybe Vitamin World.
Yeah.
Any of those companies.
Vitamin World.
The pump you up.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Look, I don't usually do impressions,
Or-
but I'm sitting next to you. I can't help but
Or
do
I
it.
could do
and
like-
I'm Austrian too, so.
You are?
Well, my parents are Austrian. Yeah.
Oh, right, Uncle Judy.
Right. Is it right? I am. My parents are both from Vienna, Austria, which makes me 100% Austrian. When I was born and the doctor slapped me, I yodeled.
He'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Thank you.
What about a tire company? If you have a flat, will pump you up. I could do a lot with that.
It's a Arnold from Mavis.
Now, if you don't like those commercial examples, we obviously will work with the advertisers.
Well, of course.
So
I think it's a great idea.
thank you. So we did the weather. We did the business news. We have 10 minutes left.
We have 10 minutes left.
And I'm out of material.
Oh,
no, we're not out of material.
No.
There's a lot we could talk
Why
about.
don't we talk about us?
Us?
We know each other a long time.
Long time. We drive to a lot of gigs together.
We drive to a lot of gigs together, but we met on the Long Island Railroad.
Do you want to tell that story?
Do you remember the story?
I do. Do you?
I do.
So another mutual friend of ours,
Right.
We were on the, and he's gonna come on. He couldn't come on. He had a scheduling issue, but he's
DB?
Gonna come on. DB's gonna come on as a
Okay.
guest co-host.
Not
He's
DB Frick. Dan Bellezzi.
No, him too. But
Oh,
Dan
him too.
Bellezzi,
Okay, all right.
He's gonna sit right where you are as soon as we can get him on.
Oh, that'd be great.
And we were sitting. We used to work out material on the train, Dan and I.
Right.
And then you came in and wanted to sit in the 6-seater with us.
Right, but I didn't. I mean, I knew who you were only because you were the guy that that you kind of hear giving his opinions on things from like if you're in like 3 cars away.
No, not 3 cars.
Not really 3 cars
Not through
away.
the doors.
Not through the doors, no. But actually, we wrote a couple of times together. And like, I mean, I knew who you were, but there was that one time when we sat in the 3 and 3, and we just started talking, and you know, we're both friendly guys,
Yep.
and I talked. I mean,
And then we said, you know, we're comedians. We're working on
right? And I go,
material.
really? And I said, I'm a comedian.
And we didn't believe you.
Right, and who would have thought that at that point in time, 13 years later, we'd be sitting here telling stories about penis fish.
About penis fish.
Right.
That all started with that one spark. Now, then you pulled out your business card. And it said, I remember it, Les Degan Entertainer.
Les
You had a
Degan
caricature
Entertainer.
of yourself on it. Was a black and white business card.
Wow,
I think I still have it. I remember.
That was the first Liz Degan design.
Yep.
Right.
Your daughter designed it.
That was the first of 3.
Yep. I remember that one.
Right. I'm due for another
And
one.
I have, mine is authenticated. I have an authentic Les Degan signature on the back.
Wow.
Not everybody has that.
Does it have the the certificate of
Not a
authenticity?
certificate. I know it's real because I was there when you signed it.
Oh,
But I have an
okay.
official,
All right.
an
But that's-
I shouldn't say authentic, an autographed, an official original Les Degan autograph.
Right, but
which
that-
are worth, you can't even put a price on it. You would have to find the collector that was willing to part with it.
But that's how we met, and it was really a random.
Random.
It was a random meeting.
Because they don't give comedians, like, sometimes I meet a comedian in a non-comedic place. Like, if I meet a comedian...
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I mean, like, there's a quiet car, there's a bar, there's no comedian's car.
There's no comedian. No, but like if I meet a comedian in a store or something, we don't have badges. Like there's no identification. If you have a business card,
Right,
that's
right,
it. You know, there's
right.
no. It's not like we have like someone said, "Oh, I don't believe you're a comedian." Well, we don't carry badges.
Right, but this was just a random that we just happened to do that, and then I don't remember the first show we did together.
First show we
could it have
did?
been a Hollywood, the Holiday Inn,
It was absolutely the Holiday Inn on Old Country Road,
right? With
in
Comedy
Westbury.
to Go with
Comedy to Go,
with
yes.
Keith. Hi, Keith, if you're listening. I'm
Hi,
sure
Keith, if
you're
you're
not.
listening. And yeah, we did that show together.
Right, that was
The first one.
right,
That was like 2009, maybe earlier than 09.
It
might have been
I'm trying
earlier.
to think of when I started on Long Island in 2003, but I didn't really meet you until
Not until later, like late 2000s. Because
Yeah.
what's interesting is that we've done so many shows together since. We've
Right.
driven to gigs all over the place.
Right, right.
And we alternate every other gig.
That's right. That's
the
right.
driving.
It always works out that
Les has to drive to Montauk.
You're right, Levittown. It's your turn. Where's the next gig? East Hampton. It's my turn.
My turn to drive. No, we have to figure out a better system that if it's beyond like a certain radius,
So in other words, there should be like an electoral college. Of,
2 classifications of distances.
Right.
Like immediate area, like within 10 miles, and then long range beyond that zone.
Right, exactly.
So if I do a zone 2 driving, then you wouldn't have to do a zone 1, you would do the next zone 2.
Right. Well, I mean, you're very good with Excel. You'll have to put together some type
We'll
of.
put together a whole plan. You know what I do? I have mapping software now.
Oh, okay.
So now we
well,
can
yeah.
map out everything.
Right. Right. Do we have any coming up together? I don't think so.
No, but you're doing a show at my old firehouse in Wanto. I was a member there.
Yes. Yes.
In,
with
Laughter Saves Live show.
Right, with the gentleman we just
With
saw.
everybody
do-
that was on the show prior.
Right. Right.
pretty
I'm
much.
looking forward to that.
So I'll probably, if I'm not on my own show that night, I'll drop by.
That's January 25th, I think.
January 25th. I'll write that down.
I believe-
That's my
Saturday-
I was a member of that. exact
Oh, okay.
fire.
All right.
That wasn't just my fire department. That location where you are, headquarters, was my firehouse.
I'm looking forward to that one. Thank you, John LaRocca. It's about freaking time you put me in one of those.
Did you hear what he said about you on the prior show?
No, I didn't.
He's like, yeah, I booked Les, and he was so funny.
oh
my God, he's so
okay,
funny.
good, yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good John LaRocca, but he loved you, and that's why he put you on the on the
Yeah,
show.
absolutely. He's
And you've been singing at the gala. I saw you at the gala.
I
the big,
I sang at the gala.
almost gala.
That's
That
right.
was
Third year in a row.
That's right.
That's
And you
right.
sang with Piscopo
I
2 years
with
ago.
Joe Piscopo. That was phenomenal.
So I took a picture with Joe Piscopo at the gala.
Right.
And next to a tank, because that was at the American Armor Museum, that gala.
That was phenomenal.
And one of my friends who's known me forever said, did you think that when you were doing comedy for us back in high school, when I started, that you'd be standing, because I used to watch Piscopo on SNL in those days.
Right.
Because did you ever think that eventually you'd take a picture with Piscopo next to a tank.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Part of me always knew that I'd be standing next to Joe Piscopo.
You had a great set that night. That was in front of the Army tank.
That was a blast. When
That
John
was,
told me about that concept, I was coming back from lunch, my day job in Manhattan.
Right.
He calls me up and he's like, I got this great idea. We're gonna do a USO show like Bob Hope, and it's gonna be
That's a very good LaRocque. That's a very good
comedy show, and it's gonna be in a tank museum with the tanks by the stage.
You should call me and book me and put me on a show, and I'll show up and go. And you'll go, what are you doing here? I said, you booked me on the show. I did not. I did not. I did not. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I did not. You're an idiot.
But
We'll do dueling LaRocques. Dueling LaRocques.
If he hears this, we'll never get booked again.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
But he had the tanks. He had red, white, and blue. Like bunting, and all the tables were red, white, and blue.
Right. That was great.
Silverware, whatever, or eatingware. Incredible.
Yeah.
And we were all dressed up like military, from that period.
era.
It was like a USO show. When he told me the concept, I flipped for it right away.
Yeah.
And to see it there, and that was just incredible. And then you're in your tux singing. You got Piscopo.
Oh, it was
we're
wonderful.
doing shows. We're eating on
Wonderful.
those.
Eating Pat Marone's food.
Pat Marone's
oh,
food.
it was
He's-
wonderful.
He's dressed up like a MASH, kitchen guy.
It was absolutely wonderful.
That was an unbelievable event.
I love doing shows with you. We have a good time.
Good time.
That's
and
right.
Piscopo signed my copy of Johnny Dangerously. I love that movie. Johnny Dangerously.
with my
With,
Queens College acting teacher was in it.
What's his name again?
Richard Dimitri.
Richard Dimitri.
who played Maroney.
Maroney. You fartigan sneaky
Right,
bastards.
and he disappeared off the face of the earth.
That's right. And that was an amazing role. He goes, we got to expand this fartigan place. Knock down that
Right.
wall, knock down that wall, knock down that fartigan wall.
Do you remember him? It was at Mel Brooks had a TV show
No, you asked me about that
called
once.
Something's Rotten.
I don't remember that.
In the woods.
You know what the only other thing I saw him on? You're going to laugh. You ready for this? The only other time, other than Johnny Dangerously, that I've seen him was on a Nick at Night repeat of Hollywood Squares.
Oh,
That's the only other time I saw him.
Oh, all right. Because I remember when he did the Mel Brooks show, and he told me he was part of like his contract is he has to go on Hollywood Squares. He went on the talk show circuit.
Yep. Well, he was on that Hollywood Squares episode.
And I thought it was absolutely hilarious. The show he played twins. He played one of the sheriff of Nottingham's men, and he spoke with proper English.
Right.
And then he played one of Robin's guys, and he was like a Cockney, but he was twins.
Cockney rhyming, all right.
It was twins, and I thought this was going to put him on the map, and I think it got canceled after a few shows, and then I don't know whatever happened to him.
Show business.
Right.
Mr. Producer, did you ever see Johnny Dangerously?
Yeah.
Isn't that an amazing show?
I only seen it once when it first came
Yep.
out, but I still remember a scene from that.
Like when he's running up the stairs, they're going, they're all exhausted.
Yeah.
It was just like a spoof about gangster movies, but also living in the Depression era. And all these stars, Dom DeLuise, the skipper from, like, it had so many people doing cameos.
I should watch it. It's probably on Netflix, right?
Oh, I'm sure. It's got to be,
Yeah.
It's just such a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
And when I met Joe Piscopo the first time at Gotham Comedy Club, we were doing lines from Johnny Dangerously. And we're going back and forth. It was incredible. He goes, I am handicapped. I'm psychotic. And I had a handicap sticker like a guy, like a crazy guy.
He was a
so
very
many little
nice,
lines.
down to earth guy. I had his because he did a couple of songs.
Yep.
And John had me put his stuff on my iPod because I handled the music.
That's
so
right.
When we did the sound check, he was like, what songs did I give? I forgot what songs I gave. Doing this, and then we did the sound check. He goes, no, crank it up, believe him. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Yeah.
So you're doing sound checks at Joe Piscopo.
Yeah, that was great.
How cool is
Oh,
that?
it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
It's like all these things that we get to do.
That's right.
It's like a little different from the typical show.
Yes.
But even the typical show is a lot of fun.
The typical shows are always a lot.
The reason I say that is because I haven't worked in a while. I've missed the typical show. But I'm actually going to be at Cafe Spiga December 20th I'm headlining that show.
Oh, that's a good one.
Cafe Speaker, Chicken Palm. I recommend it.
I did that room. John Butera.
Yep.
He booked me in that room. They had the most delicious garlic nuts you could ever want. He booked me on Passover. I couldn't eat it.
God.
Johnny, if you're listening, I'll see you next week at the. You going to the holiday party?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the party.
I'm going to the holiday
Yeah.
party too. Whose turn is it?
That's long range. I'll take it.
What?
I don't know where it is, but it's probably in Suffolk somewhere.
Yeah, oh, it's in Setauket.
Oh,
Oh, if you don't mind, because then I can have a drink. Because normally I wouldn't have a drink.
I'll drive that one.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll
Les
talk.
likes to be picked up promptly.
That's right. That's right.
So, well, thank you for coming on the show, Les. This was an amazing show.
This was absolutely.
Well, at the end, unfortunately, all the shows end eventually.
Oh, look at this.
What do we do for our finale?
I don't know. Bring the penis fish out.
The penis fish out.
He started with him. We'll finish.
Let's finish
with
with the penis fish. What celebrity should close the show? Who do you think? Maybe we had Bill Clinton. Why don't we have the next president, George Bush?
George Bush.
Thanks for listening, folks. This is former President George W. Bush. I want to thank you for listening to the radio. I want to thank the very talented Les Degan for coming on the show. He's terrific. I want to thank my producer, Bobby. Great guy. And y'all are great for listening to the radio, and I hope that you'll look up the penis fish because it's a true story. God bless. Thanks for listening to the radio.